All right, guys, we're just finishing getting this set up, ready to go. So after last game, I decided to get set up and ready for the next game, and then I thought, well, you know what? Let's go ahead and just do it and be done with it instead of trying to save it, load it up tomorrow, and everything like that. So, welcome to Cincinnati, Ohio, October 17th, 1970. We have Game 6 of the World Series between the Baltimore Orioles and the Cincinnati Reds. Will there be a game number 7? Well, the only way there will be a game number 7 is if Baltimore can come out on top like they've done the last two games. We will find out here. Let's look at the lineups. Lineups are pretty similar to last game. Bellinger at short, Paul Blair in center field, Frank Robinson at right, Boog Powell first base, Brooke Robinson third base, Merv Renton Mund left field, Davey Johnson in second, Andy Etchenberry catching, and Dave McNally pitching on the hill for Baltimore. For your Cincinnati Reds, it's Bobby Tolan in center field, leading off with Pete Rose, the right fielder, batting second. Tony Perez, the third baseman, batting third. Johnny Bench, the catcher, batting fourth. Lee May, first base, batting fifth. Hal McRae, left fielder, batting sixth. Tommy Helms, the second baseman, batting seventh. Dave Concepcion, the shortstop, and on the hill for the Cincinnati Reds, pitcher Jim McLaughlin. So it's going to be McNally versus McLaughlin here in Riverfront Stadium, 1970, October 17th. Which reminds me, I need to get the other. Let's see, is this the right sheet? We need Riverfront Stadium for the Reds. Here we are. Okay. So, and I'm actually going to minimize that. Move this stuff around so that we have the proper setup. There we go. Here we go. That looks better. All right, so we need to check a few things first before we get started here. We need to check and find out whether the pitchers are going to have a good day, bad day, or a normal day. So we are here at the Reds Riverfront Stadium, 1970. So we'll do the visiting pitcher, Dave McNally, first. Roll those two 8-sided dice and see what we get. That's a 35. Riverfront Stadium 35 is going to be normal. Now we'll look at the hometown Jim McLaughlin. That is going to be, an 87. That is going to be bad for Jim McLaughlin. He's going to be a -2 to his stats. That is going to be some adjustment for Jim McLaughlin. Not having a good day. In fact, he is having a horrible pitching day. That does not bode well for Cincinnati. Unfortunately, we need to check out the stats here. So he is currently, we have to get him a new card. It's like we did last time here. So 2-7 drops down to 4-7 and then 2-6. A 2-6 drops down to a 2-4. Wow. That means a lot of results are gonna come off of the. Oops, I want to do this first. Thank you. Paint, thank you. Do that. All right. So he's gonna have a 2-7, drops down to 4-7, and then 2-6 against left-handers. Put that. I don't know. Where looks best? Put it right there. That's fine. 2-6. It's just a reminder for me anyway. So and then 2-6 drops to 2-5, and then 2-4. That is going to be hard for Jim McLaughlin. Now we'll just actually, you know what? Undo those. Let's put it red color. Makes it a little easier to see. All right, 2-6. I'll just put it next to it. That's fine. And then another 2-4. And I'll put that one on this side. There we go. There we go. 2-6, 2-4. Not good if you're a Reds fan. This is going to make things a little bit hard. All right. Crop that off. Save it. And we're going to change this over to Cincinnati. And we can click him, and I'll just make it number 2. That's fine. All right. Oh boy, this is going to make things rough for the Reds. They don't really want to win this World Series, I guess. I don't know. Everything's. Oh my gosh, stop. Stop with your nonsense bullshit. All right. Gotta actually bring it up again. Yep. That's not the right one, no. I can actually get rid of that one. There we go. There we go. Alrighty, so we are about ready to start here after all that malarkey. Sorry about that. Just never know. All right. So Dave McNally's going to have a normal pitching outing. Jim McLaughlin's having a bad pitching outing. All right. So here we are, October 17th, 1970, at Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati. Cincinnati needs to win one of these two games to win the World Series. There we go. Bellinger, McLaughlin. And the windup in the pitch, here it comes. That's a 7 against the right-hander, and a 72 is going to be an out. What kind of out is it? Let me get my charts up on the other screen here. It is a 54 right-hander RN. RN 54 is a G6. So Bellinger grounds out. Oh. One away, Paul Blaird. Righty versus righty. That is a 6, so it's coming off of Blaird. 26. 26 is going to be a triple into center field. Paul Blaird gets a triple. And that, my friends, is a hit. With one out here, brings up Frank Robinson. Let's bring up his card. There we go. Frank Robinson, Jim McLaughlin. That is doubles, so we are going to be looking for an error here. 7 against the right-hander, so it's off of Robinson. 66 off of Robinson is an out. Where did the out go? He is our RP. 81. 81 is an F8. Let's find out if there's an error in center field. That's Bobby Tolan, an error rating of 3. So 11-34 is an error. 11-34, he misses it. Let's see, does he get it? 81, there is no error on the play. Let's find out. That was He was an RP. And with runner on third, not deep enough to score him. It's just an F8. To it. Oops, God. F8. There we go. That brings up Boog Pal. Boog Pal. See if he can drive in that first run. That's a 4 against the lefty. That will be off of McLaughlin. 38. 38 is an out. So McLaughlin gets out of the inning against the righties in LP. 22, that's going to be a G3. And one hit, a triple, no runs, and Jim McLaughlin gets out of the inning. And due up is Bobby Tolan against Dave McNally. Dave McNally lefty. Lefty versus lefty here. That's a 7, so it's coming off of McNally. 34 is going to be a walk. So Bobby Tolan walks to first. And he's an AA Steeler. I think he's going to go for it. Let's see, base running, base stealing. There we are. AA, he's going to go for it. So off on the pitch is Bobby Tolan. Here it comes, AA. That is a 73. We need to check the catcher throw rating for Baltimore. Etchenberry is a TB. So 71 to 78 is a stolen base. So go in there, stolen base. So that brings up Pete Rose with no one out here in the bottom of the first inning. Runner on second. That's a 9. 9 is going to be off of Pete Rose's card. 51 against the left-hander. 51 is just barely an out. What kind of out is it with the runner on second? He is, against the lefties, an RN. 68 RN. That's an F7 for Pete Rose. No bold. Thank you. That brings up Tony Perez. Right-hander. That is a 10, so it's coming off of Perez. 85 is going to be an out. What kind of out is it? Against the left-hander, he's an RP. 43 RP. That is an L5. So a liner. Oops, L5. That's a liner rate of Brooks Robinson. Snares it for the second out. No advancement on the play. That brings up Johnny Bench, catcher. No, it's me clicking it. I just, out of habit, do that. 6 against the righty. So it's coming off of McNally. 61 isn't out, and Dave McNally gets out of it. And that's a 17 against an RP. That's a G3. G3 down the line. First baseman Boog Powell gets it, flings it over to the pitcher covering, and it is no runs and no hits, one complete. Jerry Ball, hello Jerry Ball, and the hobbyist there. I don't know. I just want to make sure they're shuffled well, I guess. That's why I click a lot. I guess I could just click once or twice, but it's just habit. Gives me something to do while I'm talking. I'll try not to click so much. All right. So we're at, where are we at? We are at top of the second inning here. Brooks Robinson due up against Jim McLaughlin. That is a 6 against the right-hander. So it's coming off for Robinson, 58 against the righty, 58. It's an out. And he is against the righties, an RP 62. That's an F6. F6. One away for Merv Renton-Mund. That is a 9, so he's coming off a Renton-Mund 78. He's going to be against the right-hander, just barely an out. Kind of out is it? He is an RP of 34. That's a G5. G5. And brings up Davy Johnson. Here we go. I'm trying to not click so much. I just like to make sure they're shuffled. 8. So it's coming off of Johnson, 73 against the righty. That's an out. So 1, 2, 3 inning, and he's an RN of 82. That's an F8. So F8. So after 1.5 complete, we're cruising right along. Lee May up. Game 6, where does the series stand? Well, not to spoil it for you, but Cincinnati jumped out to a 3-game-to-none lead in the series, and then Baltimore has won the last 2, so it stands at 3 games for Cincinnati, 2 for Baltimore. We're back in Cincinnati for the last 2 games, assuming we need 2 games. That's a 7 against the righty, so it's coming off of Lee May, 28 against the righty. That's a deep ball. That is a deep ball. Lee May got a hold of one, and we're going to need to roll on the chart here to find out. It's going back. How far back is it? Let's see. It's a 75. Riverfront Stadium, 75 is going to be a DF8. Actually, yes. D8. That brings up Hal McRae. Almost got another solo shot there by Lee Ray. Hal McRae hit a home run last game up. The only run that Cincinnati scored. That's an 11-15. So 15 for Hal McRae against the lefty. It's going to be a single. So Hal McRae gets Cincinnati on board here. Oops. Did not mean to do that. I meant to do this one as yellow, please. So I marked down yellow is hits. Bold are scores that runs that score. Grays are Ks. Oranges are walks. So it's easy to see for you guys at home. Hey, Jerry Ball, first time here. Looks really cool. Love the 1970 World Series. Well, Jerry Ball, I am so glad to have you here. Thanks for stopping in. So we got a single by Hal McRae. He's not very good at stealing, so he'll stay put. Tommy Helms one away here in the bottom of the second. Runner on at first. That's a 7 against the righty, so it's coming off a Helms card. 72 is an out. What kind of out is it? He's an RN against left-handers. He rolled a 71. RN 71 is an F7. So since this is your first time, I got the charts basically on my other screen. So when I'm using the card and dice version, so there's this dice conversion chart you use when you check and see what kind of if they're left normal, left with power, right normal, right with power, or pitcher. And then you roll on the chart and tells you what kind of out it was, and then what the situation is with the base runners. So since you haven't seen this so much in action, I am just going to kind of overview for you. So You're a card and dice tabletop baseball veteran. Have you played? I think it's called History Maker Baseball. I'll stop with the questions so you can focus. No, I've not played History Maker Baseball. I've seen it played. Um, I just haven't really been that enthused about that system. I don't think it would be for me. So um, no, I haven't played any of that. So two away here with the runner on first for Dave Concepcion against Dave McNally. Neither pitcher having the greatest stats for the day, but so far they've been pretty lucky as we wait. So we have doubles on the random number. So doubles on the random number when you're using dice means you check for an error after the play. So a 10 is going to be off of Concepcion. He rolled a 33 against the left-hander. That's a strikeout, so no error check needed as Dave McNally gets him to whiff. And we'll color code that as a strikeout, but they do get their first hit of the game. After 2 innings completed here in Riverfront Stadium, we have no score. That brings up Andy Atchenbaron against Jim McLaughlin. You notice Jim McLaughlin has his stats lowered since you guys are just joining us here. He actually rolled on the chart, Riverfront Stadium. He rolled an 87, which gives him at -2, which means he has a horrible outing. So his stats go down by 2 ranks. So that's why those numbers are in red there. I altered his card so that way, I don't forget that he did that. And you can't take the pitcher out until at least the 5th inning, I believe it is. So it's not like, well, we don't want to, we'll just take this pitcher out if he's having a horrible inning. So you can't take him out. Relievers you can take out, though. So Andy Etchenbaron versus Jim McLaughlin, and we got a doubles again. So we're going to be looking at error check. 41, that's a 6. I'm sorry, that's a 5. 5 versus a righty is going to be off Etchenbaron. 11 is going to be a single into left field. And we need to check for an error on the left fielder. Left fielder is Hal McRae. His error check is a 2. I'll slide this over here so you guys can see here. So each of the fielders here down at the bottom, there's a chart based upon their error rating. So 11 to 25 for an E2 will be an error. So we're going to check and see if there's an error on the play. And 75. So no error, but a single for Etchenbaron. And that puts a hit on for Dave McNally. Oh, I don't have his card in there. Really? Oh, hang on a second. Baltimore. Yes, I do. Dave McNally. Why is this Etchenbaron? Oh, probably because I already had that loaded. There we go. There we go. Let's try that. All right, we'll try that. All right, so Dave McNally. Let's look at Etchenbaron C+ Steeler. We got the pitcher due up. He is going to. Where's his sack? He's only a CC sacrifice hitter. And if the defense plays in, he's actually a DD, which is the lowest, but 11 to 16, he'll actually get a double. So the defense has decided if they're playing in or not first. So before we decide whether or not he's going to sacrifice. So they are going to play in, thinking he will sacrifice. So now it comes up to Dave McNally. As the Baltimore coach, do you let him hit it in a ground ball double play, or do you just take your DD rating, which is, if we look at our chart here, So it goes AA, BB, CC, and DD. So he's a CC sacrifice, but with the infield in, he reduced the sac rating by 1 grade. So he would go down to a DD. So I think we're just going to go ahead and sack. We're going to try. Just sacrifice to see what happens. He rolled an 18, which is very good. Low is usually good. 18, sacrifice runner, batter out 5-3. So it was a good sack. And on the sacrifice, going to second base is Etchenberry. That brings up Mark Bellinger, who grounded to short his first time up. Here we go. Mark Bellinger. Jim McLaughlin, the windup in the pitch. It's a 10, so it's coming off of Bellinger. 85, though, is an out. What kind of out is it? Runner on second. He is a RN against a right-hander. 71 RN. It's going to be an FD7. Runner on second. So the deep fly lets the runner go to third. So Etchenberry goes to third on the deep fly ball. So 2 away here, runner on third for Paul Boyd. Both innings, well, in the first inning and now in the third inning, Baltimore has had something going, just couldn't get anything going. That's a 6 against a righty, so that's coming off of Boyard's card, 15, and that's going to be an RBI as Paul Boyard gets himself a single. And we're going to mark that as a yellow. And we have us a score as coming home, Etchenberry. Paul Boyard is an A Steeler. Johnny Bench has thrown out about 4 guys stealing so far. So those of you who are not familiar with Status Pro, when you go to steal, you're going to be testing either the runner speed, the pitcher's hold rating, or the catcher's throwing. And like almost every time so far, we've had like the catcher's throw rating. And of course, when you go up against Mr. Johnny Bench, it's like automatic out. He's got an A+ rating, so it's like, do you risk running? And that's one of the reasons why you can see here, Dave McNally is an A+ hold rating, and Jim McLaughlin is actually an A hold rating. So hard to run against these pitchers. So with all that said, I think Frank Robinson's just going to step up to the plate and hit it. So we'll see what happens. 2 away here, runner on first. That's a 5 against a righty, so it's coming off of Robinson. 45 off of Robinson is against a right-hander is a strikeout. So Frank Robinson goes down swinging. And they pick up 2 more hits, so they're up to 3 hits, and they score a run. So after 2.5 complete, 1-0 Baltimore. And that brings up Cincinnati. Jim McLaughlin against Dave McNally. To start off the inning, Etchenberry's son played junior college baseball here in Prescott, Arizona, for the Yavarpaya College Rough Riders. So Etchenberry's son played junior college baseball for the Prescott, Arizona for the, I hope I'm saying that right, pronouncing that correctly, the Yapia College Rough Riders. Okay. Good to know. Thank you, Jerry Ball, for that info. So pitcher versus pitcher here. Let's see what happens. That's a 7 against a right-hander. So it's coming off of McLaughlin's card, 86. That is an out. What kind of out is it? He's a pitcher, and he rolled a 56 on the pitcher. That's a G5. G5. And that brings up the top of the lineup. Do I play any cards in Dice Baseball? Yeah, I'm playing this. Of course. I play this. I've actually, I was showing this earlier and a couple of my earlier streams here. Let's see. I'll show it to you. Where are they? They're hidden. Here they are. So I was showing these earlier. Some pictures. You can see here I've been busy cutting out lots and lots and lots and lots of cards here. There's one. There's some more. I've actually got several of the Status Pro baseball seasons cut out now. I've got a season of Payoff Pitch cut out, and I've got a season of Internet Baseball League, which is based upon the old Pursue the Pennant card and dice. So here it is. There it is. So all right, so Bobby Tolan one away here in the bottom of the third inning. That is a 3. That is a lefty. It's coming off of Bobby Tolan, actually. Bobby Tolan, 53 against the lefty. 53 is a strikeout. So Bobby Tolan goes down on strikes. And make that a strikey. Pete Rose, 0 for 1, fly ball into left field. That is going to be a 7 against he's going to bat right-handed, so it's coming off of Pete Rose, 25 against the lefty. 25 is a single, rolls out into right field. Pete Rose thinks about taking off to second, but decides to stay at first. He's not very fast, so he'll just stay there. Tony Perez, 2 away here in the bottom of the third. Pete Rose gets himself a single. That is a 3 against the right-hander. That is coming off of McNally's card. 14 is a single, and this is off of the pitcher's card. It's do or die for Baltimore. Elin Olaf is back in the town. Thank you. Yes, sir. So now we got to check some base running here. So there's a base running advancement chart here. It came off of the pitcher's card here. So when it comes off the pitcher's card, we have, what was it, 14. 14 against the right-hander. So is this a 1B7? So it's hit a single into left field. Runner is on first. But it came off the pitcher's card. So now we got to check the left fielder's T rating, thrower rating, which happens to be Baltimore's left field is Merv Rettenmund. He's got a T4. So look at T4. And it tells us that he can go first to third on 11 to 28. Anything else, he'll just stay at second. So let's see what he does here. 11 to 28, he'll make it all the way. It's a 46. So just going to second on this single by Tony Perez is that's 2 hits. So runners at first and second, 2 away here for Johnny Bench. One big hit by Johnny Bench could close out this World Series. As Elin Olaf has said, it's do or die for Baltimore. That is a 12. So on a 12, it's a CD check. So that is a check for clutch defense. If you're not familiar with Status Pro, CD check. So 35, he is an RP. So we got to find out who the ball was hit to. RP, and it was a 35. So he hit it to the shortstop. So there's a little conversion chart. I'll show you guys this here again. So he's an RP. He rolled a 35, which falls in 33 to 38. So it's hit to the shortstop. So we got to check the shortstop's range here, or their clutch defense, actually, CD range. So he's got a 4. So we just simply go to the CD chart for the shortstop. He is a, what do we say he was? He's a 4. So we look at the 4 column, and we roll the dice to find out what happens. On to play. At the 32, so 31 to 46. Grounder drilled up the middle, cut off, 6-3 double play if there's a runner on first, or lead runner out trying to advance if less than 2 outs. So that is the third out. So good defensive play there by Mark Bellinger, who saved Baltimore's season 2 games ago. And that is going to be a G6 for the third out. But that is 2 hits. Wait a minute. Wrong one. That's a G6 down here. I know what I'm doing. It's 2 more hits for Cincinnati. That brings them up to 3, but no runs. And after 3 completed, it is 1-0 Baltimore. Due up, Boog Powell. Here he goes. That's an 11. So normally on 11, when you roll an 11, it's going to be a BD check. If there are anybody on base, it's a BD check. Each batter will have a special, like down here at the bottom of his card, you can see the BD ratings here. So that's like their clutch batting. So we look at clutch defense, and we also look at clutch batting as well. When there's nobody on base, though, you just resolve it normally. So an 11 is going to come off of Boog Powell's card, and it's a 56 against the right-hander. 56 falls right there as a walk. So that is a walk, and I should be doing walks as well. There we go. So Elon says that his dad went to school in Prescott, raised in Arizona, and Terry Ball was born and raised in Prescott as well. So that's nice. Everyone's meeting up. Meet and greet time here. That's good. So runner on first. That brings up Brooks Robinson, who's had a pretty bad series. Not done much. Let's see if we can get off the snide and get something rolling here. That's a 9. 9 is coming off of his card. It's a 2-3. 2-3 is going to be a double. So Brooks Robinson does come through. It's a double into center field. We're going to look at our base running chart again. This came off of the batter's card. So single the outfielder, runner on second. I'll show you this. So it's a double the outfield. Let's see. Let me double check this. Yes. Okay. So there's a double the outfield, and there's a runner on first. And it was a 2B8, I believe. Is that what he hit? A 23 is a 2B8. Yes. So the OBR is +1. So the person running is Boog Powell. He's a D, so he goes to a C rating. So look at the C rating, and we're going to find out if he scores 11-28. So let's get the dice up here so we can show you this chart. And it's a 48. So first to third is right at 48. 31-48. So he goes first to third on the double. but he stops. Stops. If you roll higher than the 48, you're gonna check. You're gonna look at the throw rating, either the runner rating or the throw rating, which is nice because you use all the different stats for the players, which is really good. I like that. So it's a double by Brooks Robinson. So puts him on and going to third on the play, and that is going to be considered a hit. So runners at second and third with no one out here in the fourth inning. That's a 7 against the righty, so it's coming off of Rittenmund. Against the right-hander, that is a 44. That's a strikeout. Just miss hitting it deep. Strikes him out. So that is going to be a good one. Strike him out. One away, David Johnson. Here he goes. That is a 4 against the right-hander, so it's coming off of McLaughlin's card. It's a 14, though. That's going to be into center field, and that's going to score at least one run. Center field, here it comes. Now we've got to roll on our chart again here. So we know the runner from third is coming home. We have a single to the outfielder, and there's a runner on second. It is a 1B8, so the base running is a +1. So Brooks Robinson is a C, so he'll go to a B runner, and he'll score on an 11 to 48. Oh, that's a 41, so 2 RBI single for Davy Johnson, and that is going to drive in some runs. All right, and we make these bold because who scored, and that is a hit as well. So Jim McLaughlin running into trouble here in the fourth inning. Andy Etchenberry is in. Andy Etchenberry, that is a 5 against the right-hander, so it's coming off of, Etchenberry. That's a 5. So it comes off Etchenberry, it's an 18, and that is going to be a single into center field as well. We got to find out. Davy Johnson is a B runner. He's going to go to an A runner. No, let me think. He's on first. So, and it was hit to center field. And he is a B runner. So 11 to 48, he goes first to third. 11 to 48. 11 to 48, he's a B runner. He goes to third. Nope, just goes to second on the play. So Etchenberry with the single. Going to only second on the play. Stratomatic Delaware's in the house. How you doing, Strat? Thanks for all those kind words you said about me earlier, so I'm going to say the same thing about you. Guys, if you're watching this on YouTube later, or if you're in the chat now and you don't know about Stratomatic Delaware, you should definitely check out his channel. He does a great job. Runs a lot of good baseball simulations. Not only that, but he teaches you how to play the game. If you're trying to find out how to play Stratomatic hockey, that's right, hockey, go check out the Stratomatic Delaware's channel because he did a really good, thorough investigation on how to play. He's got a couple examples. Does a really good job. So that's Strat-O-Matic Delaware. So definitely go check out his channel. So we have us a ball game here going on as Baltimore is rolling here in the fourth inning. We got runners in first and second again. There is only one out. That brings up the pitcher And does the pitcher, wow. Does he bunt him over? Does he try and bunt him over? He's only a CC bunter. Yeah, we did this earlier. He is. The defense is going to play in, but what the hell? They're going to try and bunt him over again. Last time he bunted him over, we're going to let him try it again. What the hell? And it's a 16. He did it again. Wow. Even though the defense is playing in, it's a 3-1 put out, but everyone advances on the sack. He's 2 for 2 on the sack. So going to second is Etchenbaron, and going to third on the sack is Davy Johnson. Mark Bellinger's at the plate. Here we go. 2 runs already in, 3 hits so far, 2 runs already scored. Can they get another one here against McLaughlin here in the 4th inning? That is a 10, so it's coming off of Ballinger. 78, though, that is an out. He is an RN of 75. RN of 75. RN 75. That's an F8 to end the inning. But that's 1, 2, 3 hits. So they're up to 6 hits, 2 runs. And after 3.5 complete, it's now 3-0 Baltimore. Is that going to be enough for their pitching, which has really come through for them in the last couple games? Well, that brings up Lee May. Lee May flied out to center field his first time up. Dave McNally holding down the fort for Baltimore. That is a 6 against the right-hander. 58 is going to be an out off of Dave McNally card. He's the lefty, so that's an RP of 86. That's an F9. I'm kind of getting used to doing this now. Almost not sucking at it. Al McRae. Here we go, Al McRae. That's 5 against the righty, so it's coming off of McNally's card. 76 is an out. He's an RP of 26. RP 26 is an L4. 2-way here for Tommy Helms. Heading to bed. Have a great evening, Stratomatic Delaware. Thank you so much for stopping in tonight. Again, guys, check out his channel. Does a really good job. I like listening to him, too. He does things very unique and very interesting. So, righty 5. It's coming off of McNally. 38 off of McNally's card is a strikeout. So, McNally here, who did not have a good outing the last time. I think it was game number 2 or 3 of the series. He's holding strong so far. All right, brings up Paul Boyard. Paul Boyard in the top of the 5th. That is a 6 against a right-hander, so it's coming off of Boyard's card. 46. That's a strikeout. So Paul Boyard strikes out. Put that down as a strikeout. Brings up Frank Robinson, 2 for 2 on the day. He almost hit for the. I'm sorry, that was the wrong. I was looking at the wrong line. Actually, Frank Robinson almost hit for a cycle last game. He got the triple, but didn't get the home run. Actually, 28. Frank Robinson against the right-hander. 28 is a double. So Frank Robinson on board with the double. That's a second baser. And we're going to mark that as a hit. Let's see. Yeah. Here's Mr. Powell, hit a 2-run home run to win the game yesterday. 2 nights ago, actually, for Baltimore. That's a 7 against the left-hander, so it's coming off of Powell. And it's a 15. 15 is going to be into right field. Single into right field. Is it going to score Frank Robinson? He is a B. Let's see. That's a single with a runner on second. And he's a B runner. So 11 to 48, he'll score. 11 to 48. That's a 74. Nope. They hold him up at third base. Get runners on the corners here with only one out. And that is another hit. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He only has 14, so he's down to 3. So you can remove him once they reach 0, or let me check that rule real quick, if you guys don't mind. Just give me a second. For those of you who a starting pitcher that is determined to have a bad or terrible stuff at the beginning of the game may not be replaced by another pitcher except for injury before the 6th inning, unless he's been reduced to 0. So there you go. There's the rule for all of you baseball aficionados out there that were wondering. That's why he's still in the game, because he's actually got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He has a 14, so he's got 3 left. So 3 more hits or whatever reduces him down to 0, or he'll definitely be out at the start of the next inning because he's having a bad day anyways. So Baltimore's trying to jump on him early here. So what we were doing here, we were bringing up Brooks Robinson with runners on the corners, 1 away. A big hit here could put the nail in the coffin here for Cincinnati. Let's find out. It's doubles on the RN number, which means we'll be checking for an error. 1066 against a right-hander versus right-hander 66 is an out, but let's find out what kind of out it is. He's an RP of 42. RP 42 is an L5. So we're going to be checking the third baseman, Tony Perez. He's got an error of 8. Wow. And that means 11 to 77 is an error. And that is a 71. So even though he rolled high, 11 to 77 is an error. Now we need to determine what kind of error it is. It's an infielder. So we'll roll. It's a 56, which is error type 2. We'll go to the error charts so you guys can see this. I'll slide this over. Error 2, and it was a hang on a second. Go away. It was I think it was a 42. It was an L5 is what it was, right? So it was an L5. L5, where are you? Right there. And it was an error 2. So L5, batter out, bad throw to lead runner. E5, advance 1 base. L5, batter out, bad throw to lead runner. Yeah. So trying to go home on the play is Frank Robinson. Bad throw to lead runner. E5, advance 1 base. L5. It was an L5. Error 2. L5, batter out, which I believe is only the second out, right? Yes, okay. So that's important. That is obviously important. Then it's a bad throw to the lead runner. So he tried to pick him off. He leaps up, right? Catches it, snags it, And on third base is Frank Robinson, who didn't think he was going to grab it. He scrambled one back. Then um, he has an error, and then everyone at bad throw to lead runner, E5, advance one base. So I'm assuming that means, well, we just have to kind of play it by ear. It's a E5, advance one base. But it looks like it's just the lead runner advances one base, I guess is my question. Because if you look at this one over here, where was the one I was reading? I'm just kind of comparing them here. See, this says runners advance one base. This says runners advance two bases. This says L5 batter out, bad throw to lead runner. So I'm thinking he grabbed it. The guy going from second, or from first to second, they tried to throw it back to first to pick him off. It's a bad throw. And it says E5 advance one base. So I'm just going to I have to play this the best I think of what they're trying to get done there because it's not very specific. Where did our... Oh, it's over here. Huh. All right, so I can just minimize that. All right, so on the play, Brooks Robinson is an L5 out. But then on the E5, he's coming home. Scores a run. And we'll make that bold. But I don't think the runner from first is going to second. I think Frank Robinson just, it doesn't say both runners. It just says lead runner, bad throw trying to get the lead runner. It just so happens it went to the third baseman who happens to have the closest runner right there. So he's not going to really throw the ball, right? So anyways, we'll just play it by ear. We'll just go with that. It brings up, scores in another run anyways, but we still have a runner on first. And that's an 867 against the right-hander. 67 is going to be a walk. So walk to first. You're going to second. That is a walk. That might be enough. Let's count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Nope, he's got one left. Oh, he's trying to get out of the inning. So runners on first and second with two away here for Davy Johnson. Let's bring up Davy Johnson's card there. Davy Johnson. Oh, and we have a rare play. So anytime you get the same roll on the PB number and the random number, you have a rare play. And this is what freaked out my computer last time when I brought up the rare play chart. It like locked up my computer. So we'll see if it does it again. Yay. So now we're going to roll on the random chart to see what happens here with runners on. This is going to get interesting. We shall see. It's a 24. Let's look at 24. If April or September, game call for unreasonable weather. If July or August, heat. Stupid. Okay, so yeah. I guess we'll repitch it. So it's a 756 against the right-hander. 56 is an out. So Davy Johnson is an RN of 37. RN 37 is a D5. Okay, so that ends the inning. And that mercifully is going to allow Jim McLaughlin out of the game. But that is what? 2 more hits. That brings him up to 8. And only 1 run, which is kind of disappointing if you're Baltimore, because they have a chance to put this game way out of reach, but they couldn't do it. All right, that brings up Dave Concepcion in the bottom of the bottom of the 5th. Dave McNally's still going strong, though. Dave, let's see what he can do. Concepcion versus McNally, righty versus lefty. 7 against the right-hander. 73 is an out. He is an RN of 87. That is an F9. F9. Oops, 9. And, well, we know Jim McLaughlin's out of the game for sure. So they're going to be bringing in Cincinnati. Not very good against lefties, so it's not going to be him, that's for sure. Bernie Carbo. He doesn't hit very good against lefties either. Nope. Gotta find somebody that might be decent against left-handers. Woody Woodward. Good old Woody's gonna come in. W-O-D-Y. Woody Woodard's coming in. He's the pinch hitter. All right, so Woody Woodard versus Dave McNally here. Let's see if Woody, good old Woody here. Let's see what he can do. I'll minimize some of this stuff so I can check out the chat here. So it's a 6 against the right-hander, so it's off of McNally's card. 73 is an out. He's an RN against the lefty. 24 of RN. G4. That's a G4. G4. Shoot. Insert. I need all this up here. All right. Now we'll be bringing in the. Oops. You're done. McLaughlin, you're done. Take you out of here. All right. It's coming in to pitch for your Cincinnati Reds. Let's see here. I think we're going to go with John Noriega. He's got some. He's got a 10 as a reliever, so he could stand for a few innings. And they don't want to burn all their pitchers if they got to have a game number 7. All right, so Jan Noriega, N-O-R. IAGA is a pitcher. He's coming in the 6th inning. So at least you can get him 6, 7, 8 innings, 6 and 7. All right, and he is going to be facing off against Andy Edgenbaron. So we're going to put link those two together with Tan. There we go. All right, so we got to find out if he's having a good day, bad day, or what. Got to roll the dice again. So unless it's really low or really high, it's a 28. That might be worth checking, actually. Riverfront Stadium 28, not low enough. 21 to 78 is normal. So he's just going to have a normal day. All right, and I can minimize this, keep it out of the way. All right, bottom of 5. Oh, that was only 2 outs. So actually, we're back. We're still doing. I was getting ahead of. I was trying to plan for the future. So Woody Woodard was only the 2nd out. We still have another out to go for here for Bobby Tolan, right? So Bobby Tolan, 2-way here. I don't think we did him. No, obviously we didn't, or his card would be up there. So it's a 4 against the lefty. It's coming off of McNally. 76 is an out. Tolan is an LN. That is a 38 LN. That's an L4. So that is the end of the inning now. All right, so after 5 complete, it's now officially 4-0. Now, Etchenbaron versus Noriega. There we go, right-hander. Just having normal stuff. We'll see how it goes. Oh, and we got another rare play because we rolled crazy stuff. Let's see if we get a more interesting one this time. 65 is batter hits looping line drive to right field. While watching the ball, he overruns the base at first base. Batter out. 3. Runner stays at first. If no runner on first and batter OBR is E, batter is thrown out by first base by right fielder. 9-3. Otherwise, others make it in time. Single runners advance 1 base. So batter hits a looping line drive into right field. While watching the ball, he overruns the runner at first base. Batter out. Runner stays at base. If no runner on first and batter's OBR is E. All right, so let's look. This is, who is this? Etchenbaron. His OBR is a D. So he's not an E. So it's actually just a single. All that for just a single. All right. Well, it's a single. I'm going to have to make the text yellow. Let's do it this way. We'll make the text red. And we'll make this yellow. There we go. All right, so single. That brings up, that's right, Dave McNally, 3rd time up. Is he going to be 3 for 3 on the sacrifice? Let's find out. As we need the sacrifice chart again. Beatles eternally. It's bloody late here. What? You're way over there and like way over there. Yeah, it's probably like early, not late. It's probably like early for you. Beatles Eternally, thanks for stopping in. I know it's late, man, but we got game number 6 of the World Series, 4-0 Baltimore. Baltimore wins this. There's a game number. There will be a 7th game to this World Series after Cincinnati dominated the first 3 games. That would be quite a surprise. Dave McNally is going to bunt once again, even though they are crowding in, knowing he is going to bunt. 5:30 a.m. Wow. All right, here we go. Can Dave McNally be 3 for 3 on his bunt attempts? Let's find out. Ooh, 71 is not good. Popped up to first baseman, batter out, so he's got a pop up to 3. No advance. No advance that time. So it brings up Bellinger here. 0 for 3 for Bellinger today. It is, come on, it's a 5. That's a 6 against right-handers, so it's coming off of Noriega's guard. That is a 75. That is an out. What kind of out is it? He is a right-hander, so RN16. RN16 is G3. So Bellinger gets a G3 out. Brings up Paul Blair, 2 for 3 with a triple and a single. Doubles, so we'll be checking for an error, and we got 6s. We got 12, which means we'll be doing a CD check. So lots going on in this play here. Holy crap. So actually, we won't be checking for an error because the 12, yeah, maybe we will. Hang on. So the 12 means it's a CD check. 33 tells us who and where. Paul Blair against right-handers, an RN of 33. That's going to be the third baseman. So third baseman is going to be Tony Perez. He's got an error rating of 8. No, I'm sorry. We're doing clutch defense. Tony Perez, clutch defense is 2. 2 for third baseman. Let's look at that chart. Clutch defense. Third baseman, what did we say he was? 2. He's a 2. So we're going to look at the 2 column here for third baseman to find out what happens on the play. Then we'll check for an error. That is a 15 on the 2 column. So 11 to 15 makes diving catch of a line drive down the line. Runners hold. All right, well, that's going to be the third out, so it doesn't matter what happens after that. So that is going to be a liner to third base for the out. That does not need to be bold. But another hit and no runs across. Bottom of 6, we go to Pete Rose. Pete Rose, Dave McNally's having a good outing here so far. Giving up 3 hits, no runs in the bottom of the 6. Here we go. Pete Rose, that is a 4 against the right-hander. That's a 43. 43 against the right-hander is a strikeout. So Pete Rose goes down on strikes. And we're going to make that a gray one. There we go. Brings up Tony Perez. Cincinnati is falling flat. Falling flat these last couple games. That is a 6 against a righty. 87 is an out. Perez is an RP. And that is a 56. That's a G6. And one more. Johnny Bench. Johnny Bench is over 2. That is a 6 against the righty. So off of McNally. 25 off of McNally is a G6. So 1, 2, 3 inning. Once again, no runs, no hits, no errors. We're in the top of the 7th. Frank Robinson up. John Noriega. That is a 3. So it would come off of Noriega, but an 84 will be an out. Robinson against the righty is an RP. RP of 51 makes the out a G6. Where are we? Here we are, G6. One away. Boog Powell. That's a 5 against the lefty, so off of Noriega, 65 is an out. And he is an LP 54, which makes it an F5. Two-way quickly for Brooks Robinson here, who doubled in the 4th inning. That's a 6 against the righty, so off of Noriega, 81 is an out. He is an RP against right-handers. That gives him a 46 of RP. That makes it a G6. And it's a 1, 2, 3 inning, and we're into the old ball game here, folks. We're into the old ball game. Hopefully everyone's stretching. Beatles eternally. He's about ready to take a nap here. He's 5:30 a.m. where he lives, and wow, he stayed up to watch these last couple innings. That's some dedication there. God bless him. God love him. He's awesome. Whew. All right. Well, let's see if Cincinnati's offense can come alive. Lee May's up. Dave McNally has actually been very judicious with his pitches. That's a 987. That's going to be an out for Lee May. RP out of 84 is F8. F8. That brings up Hal McRae. That's a 4 against a righty, so it's coming off of McNally. 86 is another out. He's a RP 43. It's an L5. 2 outs quickly here. Brings up Tommy Helms. That is a 9, and that's a 45. That's going to be an out for Tommy Helms against the lefty. And that is 68. RN 68 is F7. So it's another 1, 2, 3 inning. What did I say it was? F7? 68? Yep, F7. All right. That is another 1, 2, 3 inning, and it's been 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 ever since the 3rd inning. They have nothing going. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th innings have been nothing. Now for the 8th inning, they got the bottom of the lineup coming up. Alrighty, so that brings up Noriega. I don't like that. Let's change this back to black. Noriega. I could put like a little, like a thing. Let's do like, how do I know where he came in? Somebody gets a base hit, it's got to be yellow because it's a base hit. But I can't color it with this guy. And this I do like, we'll put a bracket in. I don't like that either. Just trying to figure out the best way to do this. All right, we will color code it, and then maybe what we'll do is, how do I know that that is a hit? Can I change it text yellow. Yeah, that's good. We'll do it like that. That's fine. All right. So back to what I was doing now. Top of the 8th inning. We got Merv Rettenmund against John Noriega trying to get through the 8th inning, at least for the Red Legs. That's a 6 against a right-hander and a 56. That's going to be a walk by Noriega. So a leadoff walk. Walk is pink. There we go, right there. He's an A- stealer, actually, pretty fast. Up 4-0 though. No sense in pushing your luck. Let's see what Davey Johnson can do. That is a 12, so it's a CD check of 61. He's an RN of 61. That's a center fielder. That's Bobby Tolan. He is a 3 clutch defense. Let's look at our clutch defense for the outfielders. He's a 3. Let's see what happens. Got a runner on at first, too. That's a 17. So 14-24. Great catch of sinking line drive, runners home. So that is a what was it, center field? Yeah, Bobby Tolan. So has it been an F8, right? Etchenbaron. That's an 11. That's a clutch. That's a BD rating. So you look at a BD rating of 84, though. That is going to be an out. Okay. And the out is 73 RP, 73. That's an F7, so no advancement either there. That brings up Dave McNally. Do they pull him? He's given up 3 hits, no runs so far. I think they do pull him. I think they're going to pull him. I think they are going to pull him. If they don't pull him and something happens, they'll be like, why didn't you pull him? Ah. Right? I know it. People are like that. All right, so now we need to figure out who's coming in. We're going to be inserting a pinch hitter here, and that pinch hitter is going to be let's see, he'll be facing off against a righty, huh? So we need somebody that's good against righties. How about Terry Crowley? Seems pretty good against righties. So Terry Crowley is going to come in and pinch hit. And he's coming in the, what are we in, 8th inning? Is that where we're at already? Yes, 8th inning. And a pinch hitter. All right, so Noriega versus Terry Crawley. That is a 6 against the lefty is Noriega's card, and a 14 is going to be a single into left field. Merv Rettenmund is an A runner. Let's find out how many bases is he going to take. How many bases is he going to take this? So it was hit to left field. He's an A runner, 11-48. And 67. So just a second. On the single, and that, oh, nope. I meant to do this single. Here we go. And going to only on second on the play, Rettenmund. So runners at first and second, 2 away. So pulling Dave McNally. Let's see if that comes back. Let's see. Noriega has a 10. He came in, gave up a single. That's 1. He loses 1 for starting the 7th inning, loses 1 for the 8th inning. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's still got a little bit. All right, that brings up, not you, brings up Mark Bellinger. That's a 10 off of Bellinger's card. And that's a 17 against the right-hander. 17 is going to be into center field, a single into center. That could score some runs. Let's see what happens. So, on second is Merv Rettenmund. He is an A runner. That's a 45. 11 to, let's see, where are we? Wait a minute. We are single the outfielder, runner on second. It was a 14 against the right-hander, so it was into left field. I'm pretty sure it was a 14, so it went into left field. Where are we at? He's an A runner. So single to the outfielder, runner on second. He's an A runner. 11 to 58, he scores. Roll to 45, so he scores. First to third, now we need to check. He is Crawley, and I just closed his card. He is a C runner. So it was hit to left field, runner on first. He's a C runner. 11 to 28 makes it to third. 87. Nope. Okay. So going to second on the hit, on the single by Ballinger. And that's going to be another hit. And then coming home, there we go, scoring another run for Baltimore. That puts runners at first and second for Paul Boyard. And they're trying to get Noriega through this inning because the pitcher spot's up due third next inning. So they don't want to pull the pitcher, especially since there's 2 outs. All right, let's see if they can get that all-important third out here. Al, Red Sox fans in the house. 10 is going to be off of Boyard. 65 against the right-hander is an out. So they do get out of the inning. 65, what kind of out is it? He is an RN of 43. That's an F5. So F5 for the third out. So 2 hits, 1 run. So they're up to 11 hits. Score another run. It's now 5-0 Baltimore in the bottom of the 8th inning. And now they need to get their new pitcher. Coming in to pitch for your Baltimore Orioles is let's see, who's due up for Cincinnati? Concepcion and then the pitcher spot. He's a right-hander. So Let's see. Who should we bring in? Hmm. Looking through our choices here. Tom Phobos. He's only got a. He only need. Yeah, they only need to get like 6 outs. So they're gonna bring in Tom Phobos. Insert. Tom. Phoebus. He is a pitcher. And we're going to match him up with Concepcion. And we're going to give them. There we go. That's fine. All right. So we do have to find out. Let's roll and see if Phoebus is having a good day, bad day, or normal day. It's a 35, so he's just going to have a normal day. His stats will be just normal. So Concepcion versus Tom Phobos here, bottom of 8th. Adds a 3 against a right-hander. 64 is an out. He's an RN. He's an RN. 63 is an F7. So Concepcion flies out to left field. And that's going to bring up no. Want to move this up. There we go. No. All right. So who's going to come in for Jim McLaughlin, or well, Noriega? We need another pinch hitter for Cincinnati. We are doing Cincinnati. They're going to bring in, and I need to do another row. They're going to bring in Angel. Oh my God. Bravo. 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 And he's coming in what inning? This is the 8th inning. That is still not the right 8. Where'd you learn how to type? Jesus Christ, dude. We got a full scoreboard going on now. Jeez Louise. All right, so we're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Bravo's coming in to face off against Tom Phobos. 6 outs away from sending his series into Game 7. If the old Orioles can hold on and win this game, there will be a game number 7. That is an 8 against the lefty, so that's going to come off of Bravo's card. That is a 15. And that, my friends, is going to be into left field for a single. Bravo comes through with the S1. And there we go. That brings up the heart of the lineup, Bobby Tolan. Bobby Tolan. They are down by a few runs here, but What do we got? 5-0. Yeah, that's right. All right, so Bobby Tolan versus Tom Phobos. Can they get out of this? That's a 1086. That's going to be out for Tolan. He's an LN. 63 is going to be an F7 for the second out. Another F7. Two-way for Pete Rose. Runner on first. Need to get something going. That's an 8. Pete Rose is going to be a left-hander, so it's going to come off of his card. That's a 24. That's going to be a single into right field. And bravo. I closed his card. Shouldn't have closed it. I should have put his stats out here. His OBR is a B. It's the only thing we care about, really. All right. We can just get rid of his car. All right, so it was a single. Pete Rose, 24, is a single into right field. It's not over yet, folks. Single into right. It came off the batter's card. And he's a B runner. 11 to 58, he goes first to third. 11 to 58. And it's a 57. So going first to third, bravo. On the single by Pete Rose. And that's a single. So Phobos here, he's only got 4. He's already given up 2 hits. So a hit and a run scored, and he'll be out of the game. This could be actually no field there. So it's all up to Tony Perez. Can Tony Perez keep things rolling? Runners on the corners. 2 away here for the Reds. 5-0 Baltimore. It's a 5 against a righty. 45 is going to be an out. So getting out of it is Tom Phobos. And I got to get a right chart here. Where's our chart? This one. That's a 64 against the RP. RP 64. That's an F7 and 3 F7s to get out of the inning. They ended up getting 2 hits, but no runs. And going into the 9th inning, it is still 5-0. But we need to bring in a new pitcher for the Reds. And let's see, who is it going to be? It's going to be Clay Carroll is going to come in. Carroll. Clay Carroll is going to come in. He's going to pitch. He's coming in the 9th inning to try and keep it just a 5-run inning. He'll be facing off against Frank Robinson right off the bat. All right, so Clay Carroll's coming in. Frank Robinson. Frank Robinson's had a double, a strikeout, a flyout, and a ground out. He's got the trifecta going there. So first thing we need to do is find out Clay Carroll, what kind of outing he's going to have. That's a 2-3. That's worth looking. Let's look. Riverfront Stadium, 2-3, just outside the range. So he's just going to have a normal day. Normal day. Here he goes. Frank Robinson, Clay Carroll. Righty versus righty here. That's a 5 against a right-hander. It's coming off of Clay Carroll. 78 is an out. He is an RP of 41. That's an L5, so one quick out, L5. L5. Boog Powell. Boog Powell. That's a 7 against the lefty, so off of Clay Carroll, 24. That's going to be a single into right field. Single into right. Another hit. Brings up Brooks Robinson. Brooke Robinson, Clay Carroll, here we go. That is a 2 against a right-hander. 53 is an out with a runner on first. Find out what kind of out it is. He's an RP of 64. That's an F7, so no double play. That brings up Merv Rentenmund. Walked his last time up, scored during the inning. 7 and is coming off of Carroll's cards. 65 is an out. He's an RP of 42. That's an L5. So no runs, no hits, no errors there. And Cincinnati's down to their last 3 outs. They have the 4, 5, and 6 hitters up. And let's see. Let's leave Phobos in there. Let's see. No, wait. Can we actually leave him in there? Phobos. Give up a single. Gave up a single. And then he starts the 9th inning, so he loses a spot for that. So he actually has 1 point left. So he's going to come out and try to get out of this inning, but if any hit or walk or anything like that, he'll be out. So Tom Phobos trying to clean out the game here. 2 up, Johnny Bench. That was an 8. There we go. All right. So it's a 4 against the righty, and it's an 81. That is going to be an out for Johnny Bench. RP out of 87 is an F9. Down to their last 2 outs, Lee May. Real Red Sox fan says looks like Game 7 will be on the docket. We'll see. Still not over yet. That is a 6-27 is a strikeout for Phobos. So big strikeout there. Make that gray. And they're down on their last out now. We'll find out. Hal McRae, that is a 573. That is an out. Hal McRae is an RP of 16. That is going to be a G3. And this game's in the books. And closing it out in convincing fashion, Tom Phobos comes in, and Baltimore is celebrating here as they have stormed all the way back, being down 3-0 in this 1970 World Series to now tie Cincinnati at 3 games apiece, and their offense has finally come alive here. We have, let's see, they had no runs, no hits, no errors. 11 hits, 5 runs. Let me make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 11 hits, 5 runs on 11 hits, no errors for Baltimore. Cincinnati, no runs on 5 hits and no errors. Cincinnati's offense has disappeared the last couple games. This is a complete turnaround from the first 3 games and these 3 games. The first 3 games, Baltimore offense, they couldn't do anything, and Cincinnati's pitching was awesome. And now these last 3 games have been complete opposites. Cincinnati's offense went away, and they can't do anything. And now Baltimore's offense has come alive. Cincinnati scored 0 in this game, and they only scored 1 run in the last game. So in 2 games, they only scored 1 run. So their offense needs to get off of the snide. But we're going to have us game number 7 for the 1970 World Series, October 18th. And what a game it'll be here in Riverfront Stadium. As at one point the brooms were out. The brooms were out in Memorial Stadium as the Reds were going for the sweep. Now all of a sudden Baltimore has come all the way back. Can they pull this upset of the ages when we have game number 7? What an exciting. I thought this series was done and over. We were just going through the motions, but actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We actually had 12 hits. I did not count this. This is actually a hit, even though it's not yellow. The text is in yellow. I don't know. It's probably hard for you to see. That was 12 hits, 5 runs and 12 hits. And we have got us a game number 7 from October 18th, 1970. And what a game is this? What a series this has turned out to be. It's just been, the ebb and flows have been so interesting. Just watching one team, and you thought they were dead and left for buried, and then they got like one big inning, and their whole series turned around. And ever since then, Cincinnati has not been able to hit. I mean, look, they got a single, a single, a single, a single, and a single. Baltimore had a triple, a single, a single, a double, a single, a single, a double, a single, a single, a single, a single, and another single. So since Baltimore is now hitting for some power as well, which definitely makes things going to be very challenging for Cincinnati, but it should be an interesting game. So game number 7 will be here in Riverfront Stadium tomorrow night, 8 o'clock p.m., as your Cincinnati Redlegs will be taking on the Baltimore Orioles. Once again, for the final score here in Riverfront, Baltimore 5 runs and 12 hits, no errors. Cincinnati, no runs on 5 hits, no errors. See you for game number 7 tomorrow night. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Beatles eternally, of course. Al Red Sox fan. Elin Olaf. Stratomatic Delaware was in the house. Jerry Ball was here. Nice to have him on board. Let's see. Anyone else that I'm forgetting about? The Libertarian Hobbyist was here in the beginning. So lots of good players, lots of good subscribers. Well, we got game number 7 coming up for you guys next time. Thanks so much for stopping in. We will see you guys tomorrow night for game number 7 of the 1970 World Series. Everyone have a great evening. We'll see you guys soon. Take care.